Commentators are speechless. The referee counts. Jake, somehow, beats the count, wobbly, dazed, but standing. He looks at Tank, nods, and smiles. That smile says it all. You hit me with your best shot, and I'm still here. The crowd erupts. Because in that moment, Jake earns something no knockout can buy: respect. Rounds continue, each one more brutal than the last. Tank's precision versus Jake's resilience. Technique against tenacity. And by the final bell, both men are different. The judges' scorecards won't matter, because what they proved tonight transcends victory. In Tank's corner, relief, but no celebration. He knows he's still the king, but tonight, he fought a man who refused to bow. In Jake's dressing room, silence too. His face swollen, but his spirit unbroken. He didn't win the fight, but he won something else: legitimacy. As the bell rings, history starts counting. Round 1, Jake uses the jab, keeping Tank on the outside. The crowd is shocked. He's composed, patient, technical. Tank studies, stalks, silent, his eyes reading Jake like an open book. Every missed jab is data. Every movement, a pattern to be solved. By round 3, Tank begins to close distance. You can see it, the rhythm changing, the timing tightening. Jake's combinations land, but Tank's counters are heavier. You can feel the difference in power through the broadcast. By round 5, tension transforms into danger. Jake's footwork slows. Tank smells blood. He starts walking forward, no wasted motion, no mercy in his stare. Then it happens. A moment boxing fans will talk about for decades. Tank feints low. Jake reacts high, and boom. The left hand. That signature, lightning-fast shot that has ended careers. Jake drops. The world stops. Fight night. The air feels electric, heavy, sacred. It's not just a boxing match, it's a cultural collision. From the streets of Baltimore to the mansions of Puerto Rico, every fan holds their breath. Because tonight, two worlds finally meet. Gervonta Tank Davis, the destroyer from the old school, molded by discipline, violence, and silence. Jake Paul, the disruptor of the new age, born from attention, algorithms, and rebellion. They're not just fighting for a belt. They're fighting for the future of the sport itself. Tank's eyes don't blink, his steps are measured, calm, like a man who's been here before. Because he has. He's fought doubters, demons, and destiny, and each time, he's won. Jake walks out with energy that only a generation raised online can understand. He's not just representing himself, he's carrying every outsider who ever wanted to be taken seriously. His brother Logan watches from ringside, quiet for once. He knows how much this means. Outside the ring, opinions divide the world. Traditionalists say Jake's invasion of boxing is disrespect. Fans of the new era say Tank's dominance needs disruption. Yet deep down, everyone knows, this is the fight boxing didn't ask for, but somehow, the one it needs. Because this clash exposes something raw, the old guard fighting to preserve authenticity, and the new generation proving that even the loudest voices can throw real punches. As the date looms closer, the hype grows beyond control. Every clip, every interview, every glance fuels the storm. And when the first bell rings, the noise of the world will fall silent. Only two men will remain, one fighting for respect, the other for relevance. And the ring will decide which matters more. For Tank, this isn't just another fight, it's a chance to silence the circus that surrounds boxing today. For Jake, it's the ultimate validation, a chance to prove that fame can breed discipline, not just distraction. Two mirrors. Two men. Both chasing immortality, just from different directions. When they finally meet eye to eye at the first press conference, the energy shifts. Tank's stare is cold, unreadable. Jake smirks, confident but cautious. For the first time, the internet's loudest voice meets the sport's quietest killer. The cameras flash, the room freezes. One word echoes: respect. But in boxing, respect doesn't survive past the first bell. but survival has never been Tank's concern. He doesn't fight to win rounds, he fights to end stories. Ask Leo Santa Cruz. Ask Ryan Garcia. Ask Raleigh Romero. They all had a plan, until Tank rewrote it with one punch. Still, Jake's evolution is undeniable. From flashy influencer to serious contender, his timing has improved, his defense tightened, his confidence matured. He's no longer swinging wild, he's calculating. And that, perhaps, is what makes this matchup dangerous, because confidence can disguise naivety, and underestimating Tank is a mistake few survive. Behind the cameras, the negotiations begin. Contracts whispered, weight classes debated, pay-per-view numbers thrown around like punches. Jake's team pushes for 145 pounds, too light for him, perfect for Tank. Tank's camp demands 140, a test of endurance for both. Every kilogram becomes a psychological battle. And while promoters talk money, both fighters think legacy. Meanwhile, Jake trains like a man possessed. Sparring with pros, running under the Caribbean sun, living in the gym. His mantra, they laughed when I started, they'll fear me when I'm done. Every day, he studies Tank's footage, memorizing every slip, every feint, every moment Tank loads that left. Jake knows he can't outbox Davis, but maybe, just maybe, he can outplan him. That's where this fight becomes fascinating. It's not just skill versus strength. It's philosophy versus evolution. Tank believes boxing is a craft passed down through bloodlines. Jake believes boxing can be mastered through obsession and science. And when those worlds collide, we get something boxing has never truly seen. Analysts break down the fight in studios across the world. Tank by knockout, no doubt. Jake's size advantage is too much to ignore. Some even say, if Jake survives 6 rounds, that alone is a victory. Tank's power is ridiculous for his size. Jake's got the reach advantage and he's not afraid to use it. 2 sentences that summarize a million arguments. Tank's left hand is a weapon of destruction, one clean shot and the lights go out. But Jake's jab? It's his sword. Measured, disciplined, straight from the textbook of modern fundamentals. Under coach Shane Mosley's technical influence, Jake has learned that chaos can't beat patience. And for the first time, he's facing a fighter whose chaos is precision. In Baltimore, Tank's camp stays silent. No fancy press tours, no staged callouts, just sweat, sacrifice, and the sound of leather echoing off the walls. His coach speaks softly, we don't chase attention. We chase perfection. It's the Mayweather philosophy, master the art until no one can solve you. So as the cameras roll, and the tension grows, the question isn't who's stronger. It's who represents the future of boxing. Because when Gervonta Tank Davis meets Jake Paul, it won't just be a fight. It'll be a moment that defines what boxing has become. The world is buzzing. The question echoes through every gym, every podcast, every barbershop. Can Jake Paul really step into the ring with Gervonta Davis and survive? On paper, the differences are staggering. Jake Paul stands 6'1", cut from months of heavyweight conditioning. Tank Davis barely reaches 5'5½", a natural lightweight who has spent his entire career mastering speed and precision over brute size. It looks like David versus Goliath, only this time, Goliath has a YouTube channel, and David punches like dynamite. Fans are divided. Half say Tank would destroy Jake Paul in a single round. The other half say Jake's size, his discipline, and his improvement make him more dangerous than anyone wants to admit. But the truth? The truth lies somewhere in between. Because what happens when a world champion meets a man who's rewritten what a boxer can be? When legacy meets media power? That's not just a fight. That's a statement. Tank is pure business. Every move he makes, every punch he throws, is a message. He doesn't talk much, but when he speaks, it lands like one of his left hooks, sharp and final. Jake, on the other hand, is all about narrative. Every post, every interview, every stare down. It's all part of a carefully crafted story. He's not just fighting for respect, He's fighting to prove that fame and discipline can coexist. Every punch he threw wasn't just for victory, it was for views, for impact, for eyes on him. And somehow, that formula worked. He turned mockery into motivation, and criticism into currency. From Nate Robinson to Tyron Woodley, from Anderson Silva to Tommy Fury. Jake Paul built a boxing empire one headline at a time. He wasn't chasing belts, he was chasing the power to control the narrative of modern boxing. Two men. Different worlds. One built by experience, the other by exposure. And yet, they'd both found themselves here, on a path that no one could have imagined, because Gervonta Davis doesn't represent just boxing. He represents the purity of it. While Jake Paul represents the future. A future that doesn't care where you came from, only that people are watching. Born in the harsh streets of Baltimore, Davis wasn't supposed to make it this far. He came from struggle, from pain, from a life where every fight was survival. But when he found boxing, he found control. A way to channel that chaos into something unstoppable. By the age of 20, he was already a world champion. By 25, he was a superstar. Now, at 29, he's become one of the most feared men in boxing. A symbol of what raw power and discipline can create. And on the other side, there's Jake Paul. The YouTuber turned fighter who refused to be a joke. When he first walked into a boxing gym, the world laughed. But Jake didn't care. Because he understood something most didn't. Boxing is as much about attention as it is about ability. In the heart of the boxing world, a storm is brewing. Not just between fighters, but between two worlds, one built on legacy, blood, and sweat. The other, born from fame, influence, and the power of the internet. This is Gervonta Tank Davis versus Jake Paul. A collision between the streets of Baltimore and the screens of Hollywood. A fight that has everyone asking one question: is boxing still a sport, or has it become a show? For years, Gervonta Davis has been the definition of pure power. An explosive left hand, unmatched timing, and an aura that intimidates even champions. Mentored by the legendary Floyd Mayweather, Tank didn't just fight his opponents. He broke them, round by round, punch by punch, until all that remained was silence and awe.